Hello friends, welcome back. By now, hopefully you were able to spend a bit of time working on that rest stroke. That should be comfortable for you. It should be easy for you as well. So now what we're going to talk about is tuning. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So what we're going to be covering is the importance of tuning. We're going to talk about the kinds of tuners. We're going to talk about elephants and donkeys of all things. And then we're going to talk about actually tuning with a couple of tips. Okay? Now, just want to let you know this is going to be a little bit of a longer session, so make sure that you've got some good time to devote to this because it's going to be really, really important. Okay. All right. The importance of tuning. Now, before we get here, I just want to let you know, music is wonderful. It is such a fun hobby. It's a great gift to be able to give to others and to be able to have for yourself. But I will let you know that tuning is really kind of what, it's a hurdle. It's a little bit of a hurdle for most people, okay? But you can do it. You can totally do it. So let's go ahead and let's jump right in. Why is tuning important? Number one of the first things that guitarists do when they pick up a guitar is they tune. Because this makes your music sound much, much better, okay? Now, an out-of-tune guitar does a few things. It grates on ears. It really does. If you've ever listened to someone trying to play the guitar and it's out of tune, it really can kind of grate on your ears. So it's not beautiful. But then one of the most important thing is it doesn't play well with others. You actually can't play with other instruments if your guitar is actually out of tune. So really, really important that we tune well, and that we understand how to tune. Okay, I can't stress that enough. This is one of the hurdles that me as a teacher, it's one of the hurdles that I've had to overcome with students over and over and over again. But you can do it. Okay, plenty of folks have gone before you and learned how to tune. All right, so let's just briefly talk about some kinds of tuners. I don't have them all here with me, but I just want you to know that they're out there so that you're familiar with them, okay? Number one, this is my favorite one. Really, it's great. It's always done well for me. It's a clip tuner. It just clips onto the end of your guitar. So it clips onto the, you know this word, headstock of your guitar, all right? And what this does is it actually feels vibrations. It doesn't actually listen to sound. So that brings me to another style of tuner, is the listening tuner. This is one that you can download on an app, like on your phone. You can find it online. This is the most common form of iPhone tuners. Okay, it listens to the pitch, but here's the other thing: it can also pick up other sounds in the room. Okay, so when you're trying to tune, it can actually pick up other sounds in the room. It can pick up sounds of you talking. Or even your guitar kind of moving around and some of this, sounds that puts off. So it's also really difficult to use in venues because of that exact reason. So other instruments are tuning, other instruments are playing, people are talking, people are singing. But I will say it's totally fine to use it. You could definitely use it in a pinch. And if that's all you have, that's totally fine, okay? All right, the last one is pitch producing tuners. And they produce pitches. It produces the pitch that your guitar is supposed to sound like. So each of your strings, the first through 6 strings, it can produce those pitches, and totally fine to use. But it just takes a really kind of a long time to learn how to use it. Okay, now we're going to kind of do a variation here where we're actually going to talk about. I'm actually going to produce a pitch for you that you can use to kind of get your guitar close. And then you can actually use your tuner to fine tune. But we'll talk more about that in a second. All right, so let's talk about something that's near and dear to my heart: elephants and donkeys. You may wonder to yourself, what in the world is going on? But just like strings have numbers, strings actually have names, okay? And they have letters. And so the easiest way to memorize this is to memorize this mnemonic, this acronym. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Okay, let's say it together. Ready? Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. All right, let's do it. Let's do it a couple more times. Ready? Here we go. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. All right. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Now, thickest to thinnest, those are the string names. So elephant, you can think of elephant, they're huge, right? The thickest string, okay? Ears, really small, right? So elephants, the thickest string, ears, the thinnest string on the bottom. So the string names are E, A, D, G, B, E. And you can remember that by using this mnemonic, okay? Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Okay, so why did I have you memorize that? Well, those are the pitches that we're aiming for. E, A, D, G, B, E. I used to have students memorize the entire chromatic scale. A sharp, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D flat. You know, so I would have them go through this whole big thing. But I think if we can kind of learn to tune a little bit by ear and tune a little bit by tuner, I think we'll actually have to, I think we'll be able to avoid that for now, okay? It's really important. It's really great. It's a lot of fun. But I think it's just a lot of work to kind of to do all that at once. So let's go ahead and let's actually tune. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now, before we get there, let's experiment with our tuners. So we don't want to experiment too much, but I do just want you to kind of hear where the pitch actually is when you rotate those tuners, okay? You will learn which way is which over time. It'll feel more familiar to you, and it'll become second nature to you the more you tune. But for your guitar, we just want to make sure that we know which way which way is going up in pitch. So for instance, here's my voice going up. Right? My voice was going up. And then here's my voice going down, right? So ascending in pitch and descending in pitch, okay? So let's just experiment just a little bit with our guitar. Remember our big rest stroke, so let's go ahead and let's just go to our thickest string down here on the bottom. Go ahead and play a nice bold rest stroke on that low E string. And I want you to just turn your tuner a quarter turn. Now, did that go up or go down? Did you hear that? It went down, right? Okay. I'm going to turn it a quarter way the other direction. Did you hear that? Did you hear how it went up in pitch? Here it is again. Went down in pitch. And it went up in pitch. Okay? So again, don't turn the tuner too much because you want to be careful with your strings. You don't want to break your strings. But just give it a quarter turn, which is not, all the way around. Just give it a little bit of a turn each way. And just kind of figure out on each tuner, okay, which way is which, all right? And again, you'll get used to it. All right, now, this is the big part right here, okay? This is where we actually start tuning. Okay, so let's tune. First off, what we're gonna do is we're going to place our hand on the headstock and we're gonna go to our lowest E string. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears, right? So the elephant string, the low E string, okay? So make sure you're there. You can verify, okay, is that the thickest string? Okay, we're at the tuner. Good. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually play a rest stroke every 2 seconds. And I want you to aim for the pitch that I'm playing as you're adjusting your tuner, okay? Feel free to rewind the video if needed, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and play through all my strings, and I want you to rewind the video as needed. And then I want us to fine tune, okay? So here we go. I'll play it for you a few times. We're moving to the A string. Okay, we're going to move to the D string. going to move to G. We're going to move to the B string. And lastly to the high E. All right, so once you're close to those pitches, okay, go ahead and use your electronic tuner to fine tune to the pitch. Your tuner should read the name of the pitch. So if it's E, it should read E, not E sharp or E flat, not F or G, it should read E. And you're going to do the same method, and you're going to fine tune to the pitch. Now, your electronic tuner should read the name of the string, and the line should be perfectly in the middle. Sometimes it'll light up blue, sometimes it'll light up green, but you want it perfectly in the middle there, okay? All right. Now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to tune. Here we go. I'm going to come below the pitch. There we go. I always like to tune up to match the pitch. Stays in tune a little longer. Okay, that one's actually good. Okay, that one's good. And again, that one's good as well. Okay, so you noticed I dropped below the pitch just slightly to come up to match the pitch. Okay, so that's important. You can do that if you like. That's one thing that's been helpful for me. Guitar usually stays in tune a little longer, so try that out. Okay. All right. So use those pitches. Go back and watch and use those pitches to match your guitar as much as you want. Now here's some tips. Okay. The line in the middle of the electronic tuner should be in the middle. So sometimes it's green, like I mentioned. Mine turns blue. Some are yellow. Just make sure it's in the middle. And then look. Hey, feel free to try again, all right? Tuning for the first time is not necessarily easy, but don't give up, all right? Your guitar strings should sound just like mine in the video, and if not, no problem. Just go back to step one and comb through the steps again. You'll get it, okay? I promise. All right, my friends. So today we talked about the importance of tuning. We talked about the different kinds of tuners you could use. We talked about the clip, the listening tuners, and the pitch producing tuners. We talked about elephants and donkeys, growing big ears. And then we talked about how to tune. Next up, we're going to talk about guitar picks. So if you don't have them, go ahead and go to that next video. You can purchase those down at the bottom. I'll give you some tips, some recommendations, that kind of thing. All right. All right. Don't practice until you can do it right. Practice until you can't do it wrong, all right? And practice tuning until it's easy for you and you can teach it for someone else, all right? All right, my friends. You're doing great. Keep it up. I'll see you soon.